So yeah, these guys are going to be starting on level 7 instead of the level 8 that we saw last round. Alright, as a quick
And probably
look...
the biggest difference with the 2 levels is now they have a 30 health, I believe, which gives them a little extra time.
Yeah, compared to the 20 that was on 8. But man, well, we didn't know much about Pin before this, but he just starts off with that massive chain. So you can tell he's definitely comfortable in this level. He's finding the connections that he needs.
That's definitely a surprise. Starting off with the maximum chain you can do at 13.
Yeah, and he's going to keep it going. Now here comes another big chain from him.
Yeah. And he even elects to cut it off, it looks like, at the last moment. So you can tell he really has the fortitude and mindset to kind of know when to stop, when to keep going.
Yeah, so it's definitely easy to say right now Pin is going to be the aggressor, at least for a while in this match, as long as he doesn't make a mistake, because Vyce is still working on that first big block, and he's got a second one that's going to be coming very shortly. It looks like Pin wants to say, you know what, I'll send a third one that you have to deal with in the future as well. But he's got to be careful himself. He's got this tall stack at the left, but he's able to clear it down.
And just like that, Pen's pressure was a little too much for Vyce. He wasn't able to quite get the clear in time.
Yeah, Pen did a really good job at just sending constant garbage. It's usually not the most optimal to send big stuff like that, but it's better than not sending enough. And if you can keep up huge chains like that, you're probably going to eventually win the match, because it's just too much pressure to deal with sometimes.
Yeah, especially if you can start off with one big one and kind of dictate the pace of the match. Then start sending some smaller harassments. That's usually a good strategy to deal with opponents. And looks like Vyce started off a little too high, and Pen gets a quick kill.
Yeah, a little bit of what we saw a couple times in the last match too. It can happen sometimes because you want a lot of blocks to work with, because generally you will get those better starts and send a lot of pressure. But one slip up, and if your opponent just sent like a small harassment at you, you have virtually like 0 seconds to react to it and try to get a follow-up and not die. Alright, here comes Pinned again. He's going to go for this 9 chain now, or 8 chain rather, excuse me. But yeah, sending this great pressure at the beginning. Oh, Pin getting a little bit ballsy too. He raises a stack at the top. If he would have been on level 10, that would have been game over for him.
Yeah, he lost 9 frames trying to get to the very top. But so far, he's shown that aggression, getting the biggest chains possible.
I love seeing play like this, though, because you can tell he's probably pretty confident, which is good to see from... This is his debut match. I'm sure maybe he's played other competitive games or even like Puzzle League in the past at in-person events, who knows. But yeah, he's just really confident and comfortable at this level. Vyce struggling a little bit. He's got to get the yellows over. Lost about half of his health, but ends up making the clear. And now this could be a scary situation for Pen. He has 2 rows by itself up at the top, and he's still going for chains. He's using a lot of his blocks. He's got to be careful, as Vyce just sent over this next.
Quite a bit of stop time, and he was able to drop it quick enough to get the clear, but he doesn't have anything immediately. Let's see if he can find something, and he doesn't. Focusing a little too much on aggression, didn't quite have the clear ready for whenever Vyce finally sent something back.
Yeah, for sure. Just having that tall right tower towards the end of that match when he brought it down, just the colors were in too many awkward spots, and He was like one move away from clearing it, but, you know, pressure gets to everybody. Oh, he's got to be super careful here. Oh, man. He had the clear he wanted. All he had to do was connect the chain to give himself some more stop time, but he misses it. And that's a quick game, too, to Vyce there. And just like that, Vyce answers back super quickly with the pressure that was sent during game 3, and then just an unfortunate turn of events on game 4 there. But Penn looking to bounce back here. He's got this 8 chain going into a 9. Is he going to do a 10? Penn definitely loves his chains here. Tries to go for the frame perfect swap at the end too.
Yeah. We'll see how Vyce will deal with this. Just real quick, and he gets them.
That is cool. Just because Pinned is going for things like that, you can tell he's definitely a veteran at this game, though. People who have confidence to go for frame tricks during matches are definitely comfortable with the level of play that they're at. Shoutouts to Blinzer, who will try to go for frame perfect tricks when, if he misses it, his life is done.
I mean, unfortunately, that's almost always true on level 10. You make one mistake and everything kind of finishes. But Penn's with the chains, he got another perfect chain, 13. Will send quite a bit on Vyce. But if Vyce can get a clear, then he'll be living for a while.
So yeah, this is probably going to most likely extend the match. Both players have some pretty big garbage blocks coming. Vyce will be in a little bit of a scary situation for the time being, and he doesn't get the right clear there, so Penn's going to take the lead right back.
But yeah, we've kind of seen that when Penn starts off well and hits his chain, keep the aggression going, but the 2 times he lost, he kind of messed up his starting chain and paid for it. So.
And here he goes again. He's going to have a 9 chain. Going to cut it off. Almost had the extension there, but 9 chain's going to do the job for the time being until he eventually is going to send another big chain. If I were a betting man, that's what I think he would do. Oh, and a little bit too quick on that swap there, or else he would have had that second big chain going. He had a pretty good setup from there, but when he swapped the yellow over, he swapped it back a little bit too fast.
Yeah, and he's seen he doesn't have much pressure. He gets full stack again.
Here he goes, 9
and
chain.
Vyce is already at a ×9. If he can drop this right now... Oh, and Penn lowers his stack again. But if Vyce would have dropped that just a little bit earlier, he probably would have caught... Oh, and he did end up catching Penn. So we see Penn's chain after chain, but not ready with the clears. So Vyce takes that.
Yeah, they both had a bulk of a chain sent to each other, and so both of them had a lower stack to deal with. Unfortunately for Penn, he had a well right in the middle of his panels, and it just didn't have like an optimal clear. So he tried to do a certain drop, and it didn't end up working out for him in the end. But yeah, here he goes again, starting off with that big chain starter once again. I feel like it's been good for him some of the times, but he might want to elect to cut it off somewhat, because it looks like Vyce is knowing how to deal with this, and it gives you all the time in the world to send the same thing back if you wanted to. So that's how Vyce is able to take these games so far. Alright, Penn might be in a little bit of a situation. He's got himself some stop time with that 7 combo, but he's got that huge left tower right now. He's going to be able to drop it down. Is he going to find the reds? Yes, he got it just in time.
He does lose 5 health, and in that process, but was able to get it. But yeah, you can notice that Penn's cursor often is kind of lower in the stack, even when garbage gets sent. And you can kind of see that he's always looking for the chain. He's not focusing on the top, looking for clears, and then that's when he gets stuck with the high columns on the left and right.
All right, now Vyce waiting for this follow-up to come from Penn. He's going to do his patented 13 chain. No, he drops it right at the end.
And wisely, he kind of realized what was coming and had a clear set up just in time.
Dude, Penn might be my new favorite player, dude. It makes me proud to see all these huge chains, even if it isn't as optimal. Oh, he's going to be in a scary situation now, though. He's going to get the green chain to buy him some stop time, and when he lowers the stack, he finds the yellows. So it's going to be a little bit scary on Penn's screen, and just as I say that, he had barely any health to begin with, and the stack did not drop at all, so it didn't give him any shake, and that gives Vyce the victory. So now Vyce is on match point. Yeah, Vyce was not in any threat of dying anytime soon, because he had that huge garbage block on his screen. The stack was low. He could have went to the bathroom, grabbed a snack, and came back and still been alive. Alright, Vyce doing a pretty decent
Vyce starting with something strong, but I was just about to say if Penn would have sent something, he could have gotten a force kill, but this is the one time that Penn didn't seem to start with too big of a chain, which in the past has not ended up very good for him.
I think he is a little bit adjusting as the match goes on too, because as you can see, he is dropping his chains a little bit short now. Let's put my phone on mute so you don't have to hear that again. Yeah, some crazy stuff right now. These first two games have been pretty big endurance battles with a couple slip-ups here and there that have given games to their opponents, but Vyce got to be careful. And the purple's all the way at the other side.
Just a couple more seconds, and I think he was still looking for a clear on the left side. So that was definitely a nail-biter at the end.
That's the biggest relief when you think you're about to die, and then all of a sudden your opponent dies, and you're like, thank God. But yeah, just like that, two newcomers bringing it to 2 game 9s in a row. The first one was unsuccessful, getting the victory. Can the second newcomer and Penn try to knock off Vyce here?
Yeah, we got a game 9 situation. Be exciting to see how the nerves come into play here.
Oh no, Vyce dropped the blue and he dropped the purple. No.
Oh no.
Oh, unfortunate. That's those last game nerves probably getting to him. He had 2 opportunities to clear and just dropped both of them down, and I think he realized it right at the end. Oh,
yeah, man. And Penn's finally able to get his big chain at just the right time to catch Vyce off guard.